Welcome to our Small Business Spotlight, our platform celebrating Chicago's entrepreneurs who exemplify excellence, creativity, and community leadership. Each month, we highlight a small business that inspires us through their hard work, dedication, and the fascinating stories behind their success. Today, we're excited to shine light on the Max Candle, a woman-owned candle company bringing warmth, style, and handcrafted quality to our community. At the center of this incredible brand is the owner, Pauline, whose journey reflects resilience, passion, and deep commitment to uplifting others. Join us as we learn more about Pauline's story, her vision for Max Candle, and the inspiration behind her new, beautiful retail space. This is a spotlight you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Cam Brown, host of Small Business Spotlight. Today, we're at Max Candle, and I'm here with entrepreneur, grind, go-getter, Pauline. Pauline, how you doing today?
I'm great this morning.
Well, tell me a little about yourself and how did Max Candle come to fruition?
Sure. Pauline Sylvain Lewis, as Cam said, I am the owner of Max Candle Co. Literally from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, migrated here in 1985. So I know what struggle looks like. I know what surviving that struggle looks like. And so in 2010, my brother Max passed away unexpectedly. And that was hard for our family. He was the glue that held us together. He was the person that inspired us all to not focus on our traumatic experiences from being transitioning from our country to the U.S. He just made us feel whole. And so when he passed, a few of us, including myself, just did not find a way out of that dark space. We grieved a lot. We lost a lot besides him. And we were just trying to find tools and ways to kind of cope because life continued to start happening. So I found healing and comfort in the arts of candle making. So my allergies started flaring up really bad. So then I was like, hey, I'm gonna make my own candles. But really found just this love for the scent, the aroma, the thought process behind it, what it made me feel during the time of making candles, and as well as how close it brought me to the good memories and the good times that Max shared with me. And so that's how I got into candle making.
Wow.
But he found a way to kind of make it a profitable business and still have enough cushion to kind of still do what the things I want is just give back into those places and things that brought me joy.
Wow,
So
that's phenomenal.
That's how Max Candles got started.
And we a little bit about your brand. How would you describe the personality of your brand, the style, and the feel of Max Candle?
Well, for me, when I think of Max Candles, it brings the Haitian grit and resilience and the push to continue for greatness and a little bit of the South Side hustle in me. South Side has been my home since we got here from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And so mixing all of that into what my culture and what my resilience and the strive from really, really having to survive this transition, all of that is built into the business. When you light a candle, when you spray a spray, when you use our products, our motto is whatever that is that you're running from, because we're all running from something. Whatever it is that you're hiding from, our accomplishment is to say that through this process, if you do it the right way, when I say the right way, is don't burn your candle all day and night and then it breaks and it calls fire and you say it's my fault because you didn't read the instructions right.
Not reliable.
But there is timing, a place for all of that. And so that's what we bring into it, is just really helping empower you to be the best version of yourself, because that's who Max was.
Wow.
Yep.
That's phenomenal. And we talk about your vision, and so when you came into having a vision for retail space, what did that look like? You say, hey, I just want to go out and start selling in stores, or I want my own. How did that transition?
Yeah, how did that transition? So we were just doing e-commerce, Shopify e-commerce at first. And then like the winter of like 2019, a friend of mine had a storefront, was really growing out of space because I was working in my basement. And I'm like, oh, we can get this little storefront, reasonable. I can make the candles there, store the supplies there. And everybody know what happened March 2020. COVID hit.
Yeah.
And so here it is, the moment that we decided to pivot into a small brick and mortar in the Morgan Park area. Then COVID came and we had to kind of really stop. One of the things we realized is selling online was good, but being out at pop-up events, having your own
Mm.
retail space, being able to connect with people when you're selling like scented products, it's much easier because you
Wow.
can't smell the stuff online. Like
Yeah.
you could just hear me tell you how great it is. You can't see it in person. And so through those 6 to 8 months where we were completely shut down, we had no clue of what we were going to do because no one could smell. We couldn't do pop-ups. But at the same time,
And you mean that
literally,
literally no one can
no
smell.
one could smell. And we had to do pop-ups, but
Yeah.
we still had to make that rent. At that moment is when we started figuring out how do we collectively do this as a team? And so I started reaching out to my friends who had businesses who made hand goods and like, hey, I got this location. We were at 1403 West 111th Street. My good friend Dante kind of connected us, and we were just showing folks like, hey, let's get together. I got a shelf that's empty. So this concept of collaborating and doing community service really thrived
Wow.
out of that. And so that's how we got into the retail space. That's how we started collaborating with people. We found that doing that got us into more pop-ups because now that's not me looking for them. It's another group of people looking for them.
Hmm.
So that's how we got around.
Wow.
Yeah.
And think about that. It, the challenge you had, which is interesting, but it makes you better when you think about if my consumer couldn't taste, touch, or smell or
Yeah.
see, how would my brand survive? And
How
so
would
it
my
shows
brain
you
survive?
how to
Yeah.
step it up a notch. And be honest, that's a really good one. That's
Yeah.
something most smalls really think about
Yeah.
in that hard stage.
Yeah,
Wow.
society. You have to be ready to pivot. You have to be ready to make changes. We go through stuff every day, and you just gotta remember what the goal is, what you're trying to achieve, who you're trying to achieve it
Hmm.
for, and to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we talk about your journey, and I'm hearing that resilience, and it hasn't been easy.
Oh no, baby.
And we talk about, as a woman-owned business, statistically, there's been disadvantages. On that journey, what challenges you face being a woman-owned business, being a minority-owned business, and how did it not stop you to get to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, it's what people don't talk about. Women are naturally nurturers, right? We are the big sister, the auntie, the
Hmm.
cousin, the wife, the mother. So those things don't stop when you decide you want to start a business. So you still have to make room for all of those nurturing things you do and still find time for yourself and still find time to work because you got to pay for that dream. So that's what they don't talk about. Like
Wow.
there is those everyday nights that we go to sleep crying because we're tired from there's just all the activities. But I think for us is because when I say us, I mean like just women. Don't matter what your nationality
Hmm.
is, what color you are. Our push for greatness, our push to nurture and care for anything we put our hands on gives us that push to continue to do all the, oh, you don't have enough time, or there's no resources for you, or you got to work. I think that's the thing that people don't see when it comes to women-owned business. It's not like, oh, we're giving up. It's just sometimes we have to make those hard sacrifices.
What would you say has been your most rewarding part
Now
to this
this,
point? Yeah.
working with my son. Working with my son. People be like, oh, I ain't talked to my kid today. I talk to him about
Yeah,
6 times a
let's
day.
let's let's, let's dabble. Let's dabble in that because a lot of times I think, and this is people say all the time, sometimes working with family
Oh,
can
yeah.
sometimes be
Oh,
challenging.
that's what he can say.
And so, what is that process like? And you inspire more people to want to work with the family, but it's right now it's a bad taste like people's mouth because it comes to
Oh,
trust, it comes to comfortability, it comes to really separating business from personal.
it
What has that
brings,
been like for you, and what inspired
oh
you to
my
do it?
God, it brings the ugly truth out of people. So I often think that my son and I are opposites.
Wow.
But people often say he is another version of me, and I don't see it yet. But what I say is it's not about working with a family member, it's working with the right person who may
Mm.
happen to be a family
Wow.
member.
Wow.
And I think when I went into this, Max wasn't just my brother, he wasn't just loved by me. So that's another thing. The mission of this business, it goes way beyond Pauline. And
Mm.
so when those people care about the why, it makes it easier and it's easier for you to compromise. So I think that's what people have to think about when they work with their family is everybody working for the same why? If you guys are, the disagreements will happen along the way. Like we disagree all the
Hmm.
time. I mess up, he mess up, but we always come back to and just keep pushing. But if your missions and your vision of this is two different things, then of course this is where you're going to get the comments of don't work with your family member. It's hard working with
Wow.
it's difficult to work with the family member because you do have to separate the love and the hate.
Wow.
But when you're working on the same mission, you'll find common grounds.
Working with family and then getting family support is two different things as well.
Baby, two different things.
And let's kind of go into that. What does that look like? And we always hear, every time you start a business, you start something new, go to your family first. Go to the ones who know you the most.
Yep.
But sometimes, I tell people, you go to your family, sometimes you might need to start a business.
Hey, because your
convert.
family would be the true, honest version of the customer.
So what has that been like for you, seeing that it's already family? You're oriented, you're doing it for family, it's a part of family. Has that been different, or you've experienced what most have trying to get family support starting a small business?
See, I think the problem is people have different definitions of support.
Okay.
So family support don't mean that they come in here and shop every day.
Okay, that's the difference.
But I have some family members whose house I have walked into, and they know I will stare them down because it's not a Max Candle candle.
So you still waiting on them?
It's not a Max Candle, and even if I gift it ain't there, right?
Yeah.
But I have to say that I get, like, my family rocks. My family rocks. My family is amazing. They show support in every aspect of this. I have a few that are straight customers. I have some that just continues to show up when I call. So when I say that, you just have to know what support means to you.
So is it setting the right expectations?
Yeah.
Because you can mislead yourself, right? Make your own stuff mad. Okay.
Because you know, if they might not be buying from you every day, but they show up when you call. You have a grand opening, they're right there. They're telling a friend. They're giving you a high five. Good job. And I have to say that since I started Max Candles, the level of text messages and just comments that I get from my family that says, you inspire me. You're doing a great job. Keep going. That's why I wouldn't change that. As much as they get on my nerves, boy, that family of mine is gonna be mad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should we be clear when it comes to family support, what we need from them? Because you say, hey, the monetary I don't need.
Yeah.
I need that emotional, that's motivation to let me know I got that backbone.
And I don't think you even have to go there.
Okay.
You just need to know in your mind that support doesn't always mean monetary. And I think that's where people get it twisted.
Yeah.
She don't support me because she ain't bought nothing for me. But she probably shared every post.
Wow.
Or she probably have said some stuff. And I think the first thing I asked my family and my siblings is, when we first started this business, is if you could say Max Candles once every hour, that is 12 times a day. Hey. And if it's 10 of us, that's 120 times that somebody out here will hear that name. You just got to know in your head that it doesn't always be monetary. And if you need to be clear, then you need to voice it.
Okay.
Because maybe they're not showing it to you in a way, and you just need to have that conversation. But yeah, my family rocks, y'all.
Hey, and that's powerful.
They rock.
Understand that when it comes to ownership, sometimes your family won't make you rich. You don't need your family to make you rich. It's the customers you meet across the world.
Yep.
It might be the strain to support you.
Yep.
But understand that support goes a long way in the non-monetary. And we go into community and support. And let's talk more about, you've always supported other small businesses. Can you share ways you've been able to uplift other small businesses and community or your network? How you've seen a value in paying it forward and seeing someone else get their shine?
Yep. First for me is if I know you gonna know. So if I find out information, now don't get me wrong, sometimes I may apply first because it might be, and then I'll tell you. I'm gonna keep it real. Now I probably do the application first, then I'm gonna tell you. The point is, I'm gonna tell you. So I think oftentimes in this world that we're information holders.
Yeah.
We don't share it to the community. We don't share it to friends. So that's the first and foremost for me. Like, I'm gonna share with everyone what I know, because we all gonna get this win together. The other time is when we had the space on 111. Like it wasn't a big space, but I had space I wasn't using. I knew people in the entrepreneurship world. I opened up the door for them because I'm gonna pay the rent anyway. I'm gonna pay it anyway. But for me, it was more so is, if you're here, then the doors can stay open. You have to see, again, it's seeing the value that doesn't always come in the green or the change, because that was the other piece. But when we got into Macy's, Macy's opened up. Not sure how they found us. We were one of the first vendors there since they opened up. But I know a lot of people now that we have referred to Macy's when we were in the marketplace.
Wow.
I told
Yeah.
them all about Macy's. Go to Macy's. A few of them went. A few of them followed the instructions that I gave, and they're doing amazing things now. And some of them are here with me now. So two of the businesses that was at the marketplace with me on 115th has become shelf rentals here. So we continue to just support each other. So it's about giving information. It's about opening up your doors and about collaborating, like having those connections where you guys are just seeing what's wrong, what's not working, and then collectively trying to figure out a solution that will kind of help everybody.
Yeah, and you talk a little about the marketplace.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit how that worked for you. I think a lot of times you become an entrepreneur and your own boss. Sometimes I don't even learn nothing else.
Nope.
I know everything. Anybody can tell me nothing. But it's a humbling type of experience.
Yeah.
To put yourself in that position. What has that been like for you? And how's that helped you kind of level up, getting experience in the retail space?
I'm going to say two things. The marketplace taught me to create an SOP. And if you don't know what an SOP is, standard operating procedure, whether you are in a retail space, whether you are doing this stuff at home, but you need to figure out how to create that step by step. One is you may want to branch off into something else later, right? So who's going to take care of this baby that you broke? Because it shouldn't die when you have other interests. So that's one of the things that being in the marketplace kind of taught me. I'm a visual learner. So being in the marketplace with 8 other businesses, I was able to see different ways of different things. I was able to talk and ask more questions and get to learn more of how people operate. And it helps me sharpen the way I operate. And I think that's what it is when you're in collaborative community with people. You're learning from each other's mistakes. You're helping each other grow. And I think if we did more of that, we will win quicker together. It's just better that way. Like I'm learning, we can't get this by ourselves. Like this journey doesn't work alone. You just need a level of support just to get you to the next level. So that's what the marketplace is.
That's phenomenal. And I think it inspires small businesses to collaborate, have a community, build teams. You in a program that helped you develop in the retail space, and you come out and you duplicate what worked. And that's something that you don't see a lot.
I ain't duplicate. I was doing it before. No, I'm just
I'm just saying. I'm saying you're doing it because you like. I want my own space. I don't want to. Because it's good and bad.
It is.
Bro. So we talk about on the corridor. You pick this location. You could have been anywhere in the city. You decide to bring it back to the far south side. And one of the things you're doing as far as community is that you're keeping business alive. We understand the predicament we've been in since COVID. Retail spaces are high. People have went back home to home-based businesses. But without spaces like yours, some business wouldn't be able to survive in the neighborhood. And so we want to thank you just for that. We talk about future and advice, and we're going to think about what's next for Max Candle. What's upcoming. What do you see the next year looking like for you? You've already been trailblazing this year. A lot of progress being made. And I know you're not stopping now.
No.
What does that look like for you?
I think it's to keep pushing. People ask me all the time, like, how long are you going to be here? The first year, this is just me practicing. I'm just figuring out the playing field.
We're in the gym, huh?
We're in the gym. We're practicing. We taking notes. This is practice for me. And every day I'm learning. Every day I'm learning. One of the things that is a big lesson learned for me is I knew how to close out my business every month. I knew it. I could close it out and I could tell you how much I made, right? What my inventory looked like. I totally forgot creating a makerspace. I have to do that for everybody's business because they're not in here. So the struggle has been, now I'm going from closing 1 business a month to 10 businesses a month. And I encourage more folks to think about ways to just model off either the marketplace concept, which is like our own version of a mini Swaparama, or a makerspace concept where people are in there, they're makers, and they're co-utilizing a space to grow, because that is how we win quick. That is how we win quick.
Thanks. When you talk about the next generation of business owners, that could be young women, older women, what do you tell that person who's looking to start that business, who maybe seen some of the struggles, who may seen it won't be pretty, and kind of have to sacrifice something too? For maybe it's not guaranteed. What does that look like when you're giving somebody else that motivation? We're not trying to just deter them, but just keeping it 100 as you always do.
Start. When you learn how to ride a bike, you didn't know. When you learn how to read, you didn't know how to do it. When you learn how to walk, you didn't know how to do it. But the only way we see if something's going to work is if we actually start it. Like, I think a lot of times we stay in our head and we just think of all the things that won't work. Well, what if it did work? What does that look like? I think we have to change our mindset. Think of it that this will work. And doing this, what do winning look like for you? That's the conversation. Like, if this was a win, what would it look like? And if you don't know, let's find a person. Because I'm here today because of South CDC, because of the Greater Roseland Chamber, because of the SSA 71, because of the neighbors that's, allowing me to still walk in here, nothing happening to me. So that's the village I'm talking about. So you're trying to do it alone, and there's no way that will happen. There's no way that will happen. It's just not. You have to reach out to folks that are put in this space to support you. And what I can say is a much lack that the city of Chicago has. If you know where those resources are, they're there. You just have to go after them and hold those folks accountable. And sometimes you don't have to because they just been waiting for you to come to the door because they didn't know where you was at.
Say meet me
halfway. Yeah, you just got to keep going. You just got to keep going.
Yeah, and that's important. I think starting a business, you have to reach out to the community.
Yeah.
When you think you started a business, you just start posting on social media and open the doors and say, why nobody shopping with me or rocking with me?
Yep.
You have to go to the community
You
from
have
the ground
to.
up.
Yep. You have to.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And from your experience, and before we close, do you think opening a retail space is the right move for every small business owner? And what should entrepreneurs consider before taking this step? Looking back, what advice would you give someone who's thinking about their first storefront and feels intimidated by the process?
I don't think it's for everyone.
Okay.
It all depends on what you're trying to do, because sometimes a rent overhead cost can be more of a downer for your business. So you have to really think about what is it that you're trying to sell. So for us, it wasn't just about opening up the retail space. So if I wanted to just sell the candles and only sell the candles, I would not open up a retail space for that. I would just find ways to just put them on somebody's show. But for us, it was about creating a hub, a healing hub, a makerspace hub. And it was more than just selling candles. So you have to figure out what the more is for your business, because if you just need a building to just sell products, you can find that and I have to pay for the rent. But if you're looking to just do more, then you use the storefront. So for us, you can make candles here, you can make your products here, we can do yoga here, you can have an empowerment session here. This is a multi-use space. So we're not just selling products. We're empowering people, we're empowering community, and we're empowering youth. So
you can't beat that. Empowering community, empowering people, empowering youth, and empowering the neighborhood to get those dollars. We want those dollars to stay in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So we're at Max Candle. This has been phenomenal. Where are we located, Pauline? Tell me this is your retail space.
We are located on 113th in Michigan. The address is 11336 South Michigan. If you are from this area, we're right across the street from the old Roseland Theater. We're a block away from the Old Fashioned Donuts. We're 2 blocks away from the new Red Line Project on 115th. And stop on by. We're here Wednesday through Sunday. On Sundays is our Maker Days. You can pop in anytime on Sunday from 11 to 5 and get an opportunity to make your own candle, soap, shea butter at a small, reasonable price. So stop by, because when you stop by, you don't just support Max Candle, you're supporting 9 other businesses that are here on the far south, and they're growing just so you can have your basic needs. So
so you want to come and support. And then website, social media. If you can't make it here, maybe you're not local. You can still get them products.
Very easy.
Into your home, feel that vibe. Still New York, LA. Where you at? We'll get to you.
We ship. You get free shipping if you buy for $49 or more. We ship. We do store pickup. And I have to add that in addition to just us having the makerspace as a retail hub, it is being also occupied by a nonprofit called People Empowering People, which is led by Joy Moreland. And what you can do here is she's really working on just homelessness and as well as curing period poverty. So young women, families in the far south side can come up here and just put in requests for free sanitary napkins and other essential needs. So,
Wow. And in addition to that, not only the Max Candle candles, but there's also corporate classes and workshops that you all host and do
oh yeah,
throughout
yeah,
the year. And
all of
so
that.
those big corporations, those staffs who want to do team building and communicate in better environment, tell them how you go into different industries and work with your candles and do
Oh
classes.
yeah, so we have done candle making class for Meta. I am also the chair, the economic development chair for the Far South Chicago Coalition Quality of Life Plan. We have done team buildings there, and we're finding different ways to kind of use this space to help grow other
Yeah.
economic development opportunities here on the Far South. And so we're just excited to be able to we'll be hosting schools here around Christmas for Santa and candle making.
Wow.
So we are a community hub, and so we're always looking for sponsors.
Yes.
I got to put that out there
Yeah.
to help sponsor some of the classes because we got to pay for the supplies.
Yeah.
So I don't mind giving up my time or my team's time, but the supplies has to get paid for. So we're always looking for sponsors for that. But we want to be able to have these doors open at least 3 to 4 days a week offering classes. That's the goal. So if anybody's out there, have a class that they do, whether it's yoga, whether it's soap making, candle making, any kind of healing classes you do, stop by. And we do work out different rates where you at least make the bulk of your money.
Yeah. Now we're here at Max Candle. This is our small business spotlight. You're going to see so much more from the small business.
Yes.
Stay tuned. And we appreciate you, Pauline. This has been awesome.
No, thank you,
This is what
guys.
I'm talking about.
Yeah,
This is true entrepreneurship. This is how you win. This is how you make it happen.
This is how you win. And collectively collaborating is really how you win. Like there's no, if you think you can do this alone, like there's no way. Like outside of family, you just need that community of people. And sometimes community don't mean the people you see every day.
Yeah. Got to reach your hand out.
Yep.
All right.